Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video where it's me, Luigi, is showcasing Lucario. We're going to be shoutcasting his battles. And you know what's funny? I ran the exact same team yesterday doing my sets. I was going through a lot of teams to be fair, but they say great minds think alike. I won't insult Luigi by comparing my mind to his, but we ran the same team. And he's running this team to Legend. He said this is the team that he hit Legend with, and now he is past the Legend rank, utilizing Azumarill, Lucario, and Magnezone. We're going to see how this team shapes out. Of course, Lucario does have access to Blaze Kick. He's opting to not use Blaze Kick here. He's going for Power Up Punch Shadow Ball. And also Azumarill, he's going to be running the Play Rough Ice Beam variant as he faces off the battle of the Fairy Water types going head-to-head. Azumarill going to shield the Moonblast. That Tapu Fini went like all the way to 100 energy. That was a ton of energy that it built up before firing Moonblast. We're going to see the immediate swap into Lucario, and this is to try and lure out the Steel counter, whether that's a fellow counter user or maybe a ground type Pokemon. Instead, it lures out a Steel Wing Skarmory. And let's see, goes for the Shadow Ball. Opponent might shield. It might be afraid of Blaze Kick here. But I actually love this play. Gonna no bubble. Gets the shield anyway. But the reason he didn't charge is because he wants all this farm with Mr. Magnezone. Magnezone's gonna Volt Switch this thing all the way down, dude. Brave Bird double resisted damage. Have you ever seen a Brave Bird do so little? Maybe you have, to like a Bastiodon, perhaps. Another Brave Bird. Okay, so does do a lot and actually fires the wrong move, unfortunately. Would have preferred to throw the Wild Charge here, but maybe can still win this game. Tapu Fini is going to get to a move here. Moonblast isn't going to knock out, so, but it is going to do a lot. So you shield this. Oh, it's just a Surf, actually. It's just a Surf. You can do 3 and throw. Instead, going to do 1 and throw. I actually like this because I think you're going to get to double Ice Beam here. I think you're going to get to double Ice Beam. Yeah, beautifully done. Beautifully done. The Turtonator could have thrown an Overheat there, but I don't think Overheat would be enough. Even Flash Cannon probably wouldn't be enough, to be honest. So well played. Kind of a wild game to start things off. And here we go. Next battle. Skarmory in the lead. We may see him dip out at some point because I feel like you kind of have to lure out a ground type with this team or a counter user. But for now, seems content staying in. Skarmory's going to unload the Sky Attack, so keeps the energy, then goes in Lucario. And now Lucario's getting a huge head start. So if they switch out here, I mean, Lucario's going to have a big head start on energy for whatever comes in. And there's the Flygon. Going to go for a power-up punch bait. I like the bait. Do you grab the shield from the Flygon? Yes, you do. And Flygon's going to throw a move. Could be a Scorching Sands, but they could also bait back. And it is just a Dragon Claw. That is massive. Going to get off the Shadow Ball and gets the CMP before going down. Literally everything going the way of Luigi right now. Lands the Shadow Ball, flipping switch advantage, and now you have your Magnezone aligned with the Skarmory. Notice how he didn't wait his switch timer. He came in right away while his opponent is still switch locked, and now Magnezone's going to farm down the entire Skarmory. Has energy to threaten whatever comes in. It is a Stunfisk, and this is where having Flash Cannon is kind of nice because you can actually chip it with a Flash Cannon. I know it's still resisted, but it's single resisted as opposed to Wild Charge would be double resisted. Ice Beam connects, and I think Azu should be in a good spot here because an Earthquake won't quite knock out Azumarill. Going to let it go, maybe even calling a bait. Nope, they went for it, but this is an XL Azu. I feel like you can kind of tell by how much damage it does. We have the IVs as well in the graphic, but I feel like Earthquake does closer to half than against an XL Azu. It does more like 40% or so, maybe even less than that. Gets to the Ice Beam. This will knock out the Galarian Stunfisk, and Azumarill going to freeze the Stunfisk for a GG. Well played. Oh, dude, Tho. He's playing against Tho. Let's go. Let's see how he fares against one of the best trainers in the world, friend of mine, Tho Technical. Azu versus a Shadow Scizor. So Tho is probably streaming doing these battles. I love Scizor's little wave there. Trailblaze connects, boosts the attack of Scizor, and then going to get off a Night Slash. We're going to see the Lucario shield and then preserve all this energy plus gain switch advantage. Ooh, okay. Is that an Empoleon? Empoleon comes in. Power-up punch. Gets shielded, though. Is probably mauling that he shielded a power-up punch when it could have been a Shadow Ball. But, I mean, honestly, in that scenario, you kind of just pretend it was a Shadow Ball, right? Comes in with Magnezone here. And a Hydro Cannon is going to do some massive damage to Magnezone, so feels like he has to shield this. Hydro Cannon grabs the final shield. Empoleon stays in for a waterfall, then comes Komo. Oh, there's no way Tho's going to shield. There's no way he's going to shield the Flash Cannon. Oh, unlucky, dude. Unlucky, Tho. I mean, Tho played that about as well as he could, to be honest. And that's just unlucky. And that's Flash Cannon really coming in handy. Azu versus the Turtonator. This is where you need to see the Turtonator. In comes Weezing. Immediately swaps in zone. Unfortunately, they're going to be able to get a shield advantage here because they can threaten the overheat. So shield comes up from Magnezone and they bait the sludge. That's brutal. I like the instant wild charge just to make sure they don't get off another overheat before you can throw a move and get a shield back. Here comes the move. Gonna respect another potential overheat here. And this time they go for it. So hopefully you can maintain alignment now. Wild charge coming through. You are down a shield, which could be concerning. Wild charge. Wow, grabs the shield. So is this already the overheat? Dude, I always lose track of Weezing's energy. I always lose track. Weezing just being OP. It is quadruple debuffed, though, in terms of its attack. So, like, a Sludge is hardly going to do anything here. Sludge, boink, doesn't do very much. So, Azu will get a big farm, but if the opponent has something that can soak this damage from Azu, like a Registeel, perhaps, or a Ferrothorn, this is going to be really tough to overcome. Sludge connects, does get the full farm down, has a ton of energy. What's going to be in the back? It's their own Azu. Their own Azu is also going to be able to absorb this energy quite well. So this looks like a tough situation for Luigi. I don't know if he can win this. We see the Lucario swat. In comes Turtonator. You are going to get to the Shadow Ball first. Is there any way Shadow Ball KOs? I think Turtonator hangs on, but not by much. Shadow Ball. Oh, man, it barely. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know why Turtonator didn't throw, right? They should have had a move there, right? That was 60 energy. Maybe they're not running overheat. I don't know what's going on. Play Rough connects. Oh my gosh. Is this winnable? Is 2 Play Roughs? I don't know if 2 Play Roughs is enough to take out this opposing Azu. Let's see how much this first one does. Oh, it's close. It is close. I think the opposing Azu has it, though. I think the Play Rough should be just about enough to knock out here. Let's see if it KOs. It does. And the opposing Azu gets the better of this Azu on our side. G to the G. Next battle, another Azu mirror. Azu very common, of course, in the Fantasy Cup. If you're an Azu lover, I'm sure you love this meta. This is why you also need Play Rough. I think there's an argument to be had for Hydro Pump over Ice Beam in this meta, but I think you definitely need Play Rough for all the Azumarill you're going to see. Play Rough connects. They hard swap into a Melmetal, and now I'm wondering if this is like, if this is double steal, if this is like Melmetal Registeel. If that's the case, I feel like Magnezone could put in a ton of work. I lost count. Oh, gonna call the bait? It is a superpower. I think what Luigi was thinking was, even if it's a superpower, they're gonna get to a second superpower, and he didn't want to expend. He didn't want to expend both shields to keep alignment. Thunderbolt. Oh wow, superpower Thunderbolt. Creative moveset here. Makes sense, right? For all the Azumarills we were just talking about. Thunderbolts, then Superpower. They come in with their own Azu. We see a catch on a potential Play Rough here. Magnezone going to eat the Play Rough. And they're staying in, so they don't seem to have an obvious answer for the Magnezone. This is huge. Magnezone staying in. And this non-Shadow Magnezone is kind of making... Oh, they've got their own. They've got a Shadow Magnezone. This non-Shadow Magnezone is making me want to run non-Shadow because it's like actually taking the moves better versus when the opponent swaps Azu and I have to swap in Shadow Magnezone. As you see that big damage from the wild charge, just gonna let it go and gonna clean up with his own Azu. Oh, and it's a mirror shot. Okay, it still KOs. Didn't quite KO. Magnezone hung on with a sliver of health. Ice Beam will of course knock out. I like the play. And now you just should be okay. Playoff's not going to quite KO, but I think it'll put it lower than your Azu. Oh, man, that's actually really close. But probably is going to get to an Ice Beam here. The opponent knows it. And that is a G to the G. G to the G. Azu versus Magnezone. This is what I was saying before. Like, it's not the most comfortable for Magnezone against Azu, the shadow variant of Magnezone, that is. Because, dude, a play rough hurts. The bubbles chunk. Like, if you wild charge and they shield it, I don't think you get to 3 wild charges. That's happened to me a few times. If you wild charge, like, maybe build up to 2 wild charges, throw wild charge. You also got to worry about the timing a little bit. Anyway, Shadow Ball coming through from Lucario. Lucario, one of the coolest looking Pokemon, by the way. One of my favorites. And gets the counter down. Nice counting there, knowing he could commit to the farm down instead of expending the energy. Let's see. Oh, wow, they come in with Magnezone. They're probably going to have to shield this, right? Power Up Punch gets a shield. And then you come in with your own Magnezone to absorb this energy. This opposing Magnezone is completely loaded with energy. Wild Charge is going to do a lot of damage. Throws it right away. This will probably force the final shield from the opponent, because I think they want to keep their Magnezone around. And now Azu, you just hope it gets the bubble down, but... Oh, gonna call a bait. Do they actually bait here? No, they don't. That would be kind of unnecessary. In comes Slurpuff. I think this is game over. But I could be wrong, but I think the opposing Magnezone was only 1 Volt Switch off the neck, so even if you shielded the Wild Charge, I think they reach another. So maybe he was playing to the only potential win condition, that it was like an unnecessary mirror shot bait. Slurpuff, who we just featured in a video, is gonna fairy wind down the Magnezone, and that is a G to the G. Colin 6, 2-time regional champion. The next opponent, Shiny Turtonator. Nice little flex. Here we got Magnezone countering the Azumarill, and like we talked about, non-shadow variant a little bit better here because it can actually tank a play rough. Colin, gonna go for the play rough here, and we're gonna see double up on wild charge. Gonna undercharge this. This seems like a little bit too much in my opinion. Oh no, I'm totally wrong. That was literally perfect. Literally perfect. Gonna throw the wild charge here. Oh man, if he gets the damage registration error, he might get off a second wild charge here. Okay. Also, maybe I was wrong before against the Turtonator. I was under the impression Flash Cannon does less than wild charge, but I could be wrong actually. Let me look that up real quick. I'm curious. Someone may have already corrected me in the chat, told me I was wrong. If you did, kudos. Thank you for keeping me in check. Close combat knocks out the Lucario. Uh-oh. Now it's Azu with 2 shields. Or sorry, Azu with 1 shield against Turtonator. You would think Azu can close this out, but let's see what happens. Flash Cannon. That does a dangerous amount of damage. Not going to charge just because he assumes they're going to shield. You can throw after 3 bubbles for proper timing. At this point, I don't think you even bother throwing charge moves, do you? You could throw after 3. Oh, gets the bubble down on 5. And that's actually pretty critical because 5 bubbles is the equivalent of 3 incinerates. So if he had thrown an Ice Beam, it would have come down to damage registration error. Anyway. Let me look this up as we adore the little Azumir. Charge moves. I'm looking at pvpoke.com if you're wondering where I'm looking. Flash Cannon is 110 base damage compared to Wild Charge is 100 base damage. So my stand corrected. My stand corrected. Flash Cannon does more than Wild Charge. I guess I just think of Wild Charge as such a hard-hitting move, probably because most of the things that run it are also like very high attack. So... my mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Azu eats the drill run from the Escavalier. Escavalier, this weird little knight in shining armor, but like not a human thing. Azu vibing, just doing Azu's thing. Knocks out the Escav. We got a 2-shield Magnezone against the world here. 2-shield Magnezone against the world. Oh, baby. There's a Skarmory. That is Magnezone's breakfast. Magnezone eats Skarmory for breakfast. Gonna take the first move. Does Skarmory... Okay, they Sky Attack. Do you shield this one? Because, yeah, it could be a Brave Bird. That would actually get dicey. So gonna completely farm... Oh, okay, they Sky Attack again? Completely farms down the Skarmory. Comes out with double Wild Charge. And the Azu only has one shield, right? So this is just game over. Yikes. G to the G. I agree with the no shield by the opponent. One thing the opponent could have done is maybe like Brave Bird first, then swap Azu, and then hope your bubbles add up or something. Could have been a potential thing to make it closer. I don't know if it would have made a difference. Another Azumir. So exciting. Azumir. I mean, incredible. Incredible entertainment. Play rough coming through. Another play rough coming through. What, guys, what am I supposed to commentate here? If I ever get a chance to cast like an event or something, what do I do in the Azumir? I need to take notes on what they do next time I see that happen. But Lucario punching away. Shadow Ball coming through. Gonna potentially knock out this opposing Azumarill. Knocks it out. Lucario punching away. And gonna get off a Shadow Ball before going down against this Turtonator. This is pretty significant because this grabs a shield and is going to help Azu secure this matchup here. So let's see how this plays out. Azumarill has to come in. Can't bring in your Magnezone here. Can throw after 3 bubbles here for proper time. I would have liked to see it throw after 3 there, but this is fine. I guess once the residual energy Flash Cannon connects, throwing after 1. Once again, 3 is optimal timing, but 1 is all right. Play rough connects. Oh. Only win con is like if they just let the Flash go through. Go for the Hail Mary. Go for the Hail Mary, Luigi. Go for the Hail Mary. Go for it, please. Come on, opponent. Give us some fun. Give us some fun, opponent. Boom! Flash Cannon knocks out. No way, dude. Oh, no, but they have a move, don't they? So it didn't matter. That was still... Oh, my gosh. That was pretty fun. Flash Cannon gets its revenge as a move, knocking out the Azumarill after the Magnezone almost stole the win there. Flash Cannoning the Flygon. Azu into Escavalier. This might be the final battle. Either 1 or 2 more. Azu versus Escav. Escav punching away. Gonna go for a drill run most likely. And we'll see what Azu decides to do. They Acid Spray, actually. You see the Acid Spray from time to time. Play rough coming through. Escav may respect a potential Hydro Pump. They also may just let this go. They respect it. And if you are Luigi, you can kind of just let this go again if you want. Get off your play rough. Opponent might go for a catch. Let's see. No. It did look like Luigi tried to kind of wait for that second counter visually to come through before tapping. Play rough connects. We see the quick swap. And this is actually really good for Luigi, believe it or not, because his Lucario now is going to be able to just punch through this Flygon, and he's going to be able to avoid it with his Magnezone. I like the shield here because I think they're only going to get to double Dragon Claw. So maybe you just shield the first to be safe. Oh, they don't even get to a second Dragon Claw. What the heck? And now there's an Azumarill in the back, and this is looking terrific. This is looking fantastic. Lucario's like, we got this, boys. We got this in the bag. Punching away. Gets off a parting power-up punch. If the opponent wasn't counting, they may actually shield this. Power-up punch. Nope, doesn't grab the shield. But you got it so low that Azu's probably not even going to get to 2 charge moves against this Magnezone. If it does, no way it gets to a Hydro Pump, in my opinion. And we see 1 Volt Switch knock out the Escavalier. And the Azu knows it's game over. So that was Luigi, with some very entertaining high-level battles as well. The team he used to hit Legend right here and continues to climb, it appears, with this squad. Azumarill, Lucario, and Magnezone. You got a super meta Pokemon, Lucario, a fan favorite, and Magnezone, one of my personal favorites. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.